Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for Champions League knockout games. It's a big night tonight because we're live at 5:45 UK time and it's Liverpool up against Galatasaray in Turkey. Welcome to hell. It has been in the past. Well, I think welcome to hell is Liverpool's season in general. But they would be looking to get through this game. Obviously, Galatasaray played an epic qualifier against Juventus. They got there in the end against 10-men Juventus, but they were very good in the home tie. So look, there's a lesson for Liverpool. You can take them back to Anfield next week. Don't put yourself too far behind. It's a fantastic stadium. Very, very passionate fans. I was at the Baller League last night, actually, and I mean, to be honest, it had to get suspended, actually, because somebody let off some sort of... It was like a bloody... I don't know what. It was like a bomb. It wasn't a bomb that they set off. It was like some sort of firework or something. It was the community final to see who was going to play in the Baller Leagues. And the Ottomans... amazing atmosphere. They lost 4-1, but amazing atmosphere. And we'll get that tonight here. We'll get that tonight here. So, look, very, very excited about these next two nights of the Champions League. Victor Osman there. I mean, I'm very excited to watch Osman. I still wish. George says Osman to score a couple of goals. I still wish Osman would come to the Premier League, but we don't get to watch him that often because obviously he's playing in Turkey now. 27 years of age. He won't be 28 until December. So still a very viable player. Very, very happy in Turkey. We did think at one point he'd be going to Saudi, but Osman up against Kanate and Van Dijk. It's going to be very interesting. Let's whiz through the teams actually just before the game starts. Great to have some proper football back as well. Didn't really enjoy the FA Cup weekend, so it feels like it's been a long time I've watched the game that actually, I'm actually in on. So no Alisson for Liverpool tonight. So Mamashtvali, I don't know how you pronounce it, in goal. Joe Gomez at right back, Kanate and Van Dijk and Kerkez. I mean, Joe Gomez a little bit suspect against Wolves, but Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai, their best midfield three. Salah, Wirtz and Ekitike. Wirtz back, Gakpo on the bench. Look, I didn't watch Liverpool against Wolves in the Cup. I watched them in the Premier League and Salah was a passenger. So I don't know. Look, I don't know how it works at Liverpool. It feels to me like there's some sort of agreement with Salah that you're just going to play every game until the end of the season. Can he find some form? I mean, he's on the ball here. Fantastic player if he can find some form. And he's got some space here. Goes past his man and wins a corner. There we go. In relation to Galatasaray, players that you might know, Torreira, Lemina, Yilmaz, Osman, all players to keep an eye out. Gundogan is actually on the bench for them tonight. Lots of players. Leroy Sané is on the bench as well. So Icardi's on the bench. So probably 3 or 4 players on the bench that you probably do know. Davinson Sanchez also at centre-back, formerly of Spurs. So, interesting. Afternoon, says Lewis Jackson. I suppose technically it is afternoon, yeah. But we are live straight after... Well, will it be straight after this? Just having a quick look at trying to figure it out. 6:30, 7:30. I'll have a little break and then go back live for the Newcastle, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham and Atalanta Bayern Munich. Yeah. Up for that tonight. Big night in the Championship as well. League 1, League 2. Lots of football. Lots of football. Prediction for the game. I mean, I would always back the Premier League side in a game where I'm uncertain because Liverpool nearly scoring there from a press. Wirtz probably should have scored from there. And they're in again. This Galatasaray playing out from the back really is not a very good idea because it's Liverpool in again. Bit of a scrappy start by Galatasaray. I mean, I did my Champions League prediction earlier on the video, on the channel. And I do expect Liverpool to come through this tie. Yeah. Which game am I doing later? Oh, definitely Newcastle, Barcelona. I can't wait. It's always I think that's always the exciting thing about the Champions League. Obviously, you get the Premier League sides that we watch every week, but you get get the best of the rest. You know, even tonight, watching, like I say, if Liverpool, if Galatasaray can actually get the ball up front, I want to see a bit of Osman. United stand tonight. I have got a video going up on the United stand in the bit between the two games. So yeah. Satch says, I think Wirtz is the most overrated player I've ever seen. Right, we've got a long throw-in coming from Joe Gomez. And I do wonder about this sort of thing because it's a throw-in. And look, it's anti-football. And, you know, this is a throw-in. And Liverpool have got Gomez and Konate up for a throw-in. So it just shows you this is going to be very interesting in the Premier League to see how it works in the Champions League. Because they're not playing like this in Europe. It's a very Premier League thing. And I do wonder how these... Again, look, a terrible pass out from the back. 3 times in the first 5 minutes that Galatasaray have tried to play out from the back and they couldn't pass a parcel. And Davinson Sanchez again. I'll tell you what, someone needs to check his bank account because his bloody... That's 4 times he's done that. Absolutely. I'd sub him off. Have it like that. Get him off. Bloody hell, the guy can't pass wind. Terrible start by Davinson Sanchez. At least that's good news for Spurs. Thanks so much for tuning in, by the way. Please do share the video. Pedri will be a treat to watch later, says the Dirty Bookshelf. Seto says, slot tactics are so dull. Takes Gakpo off, who's been awful, but now we have to watch Gomez long throw. I think Slot's a hypocrite. Another mistake here by Galatasaray. Their defence is dodgy at the moment. But I think Slot's a bit of a hypocrite because he talks about, you know, the poor quality of the Premier League this season, which I think we all agree with. And then he's sending his 2 centre-backs up 3 minutes into the game for a long throw-in. It's almost like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Rajaf says, what's your thoughts on City's next 7 fixtures? Insane run. But that's what success does. You know, I look at Man United in '99 when we won the treble. You think about the games we had to play. That's what success is. Look, I take on board that Arsenal's fixtures are slightly easier. But Arsenal had a difficult start to the season. Like Arsenal played a lot of hard games straight away, didn't they? They had Liverpool away, Man United away. I think they played Newcastle as well. So that's better. That's better. This is better from Galatasaray. They're actually having an attack down the left-hand side. He's done well. He's into the box. Konate. And well cleared by Kirkez. I think he's going for a corner. None of your business says long throws have been in the game forever. What's the big deal? Not to this extent, mate. Don't put yourself down with low ball IQ. We haven't seen this for ages. We haven't seen teams in the first 5 minutes sending their centre backs forward for a long throw in. We haven't seen that for years. We've seen Stoke do it and we've ridiculed them. We've seen teams in the last couple of minutes when they're 1-0 down doing it. But a major tactic in games, we haven't really seen that. No, I'm not doing Atletico Madrid against Spurs as the featured game. Oh, it's a goal! It's Galatasaray! It's 1-0! It's Osman with the assist from the corner, heads it to the post, and it's 1-0 to Galatasaray. There we go. What a start here. And that, I'll tell you what, that's a little bit against the run of play because, well, Liverpool will feel that they've had the better start. But look, from a corner as well, how ironic, the Premier League side conceding from a corner. Osman with the header, brilliant header. And then he's brave there. Let's have a look. Mario Jr. with the goal. Isn't it ironic? Alanis Morissette. Liverpool conceding from a corner. He's a unit as well, isn't he? Lemina, sorry, number 99. Well, look, I think we're going to get goals in this game. We've already got one. Who've Liverpool got at the weekend? Spurs. Both there's no benefit there, is there, for either of them? They're both playing big Champions League games. I was hoping, from a Man United top 4 point of view, I was hoping that Spurs might be playing someone like Bournemouth, who haven't played midweek. But look at Osman here. Good hold-up play. He'd do a job in the Prem, wouldn't he, Osman? That's a nice ball into Salah. I think he looked off. Oh, my God. Terrible first touch by Salah, that. Don't anyone tell me that he's... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't Mo Salah. You know, like people thought it wasn't Jim Carrey at those awards a couple of weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a pretend Mo Salah, because it's just so bad. But the problem you've got now is Galatasaray well, they've got the tails up, haven't they? Who to blame with the super chat? Thank you very much, pal. You can do that through the $sign. He says, hear me out. Man City signings are getting them prepared for Kane to come in with his contract up in a year and a half. You do realise, oh, Osman, lovely touch past Kanate. If he can get this back. Oh, no, it's good defending by Van Dijk, to be fair. It is good defending by Van Dijk. That would have been a very big chance there. Oh, there was an offside anyway in the build-up. Yeah, you might remember Lamina from his Wolverhampton days. Spent a couple of seasons there. Was also on loan at Fulham. Played for Southampton many years ago. So, well, no, you will know him, yeah. Salah. Gomez. Liverpool just looking to settle themselves back in. Jacob says, playing in Turkey isn't easy. Oh, I've lost my bloody live chat now. There we go. That's not Mo Salah, that's more salad, says Jack. Go back to the Kane super chat. Yeah, I don't see Harry Kane going to Man City in a year and a half, because I mean, I do see maybe Haaland leaving Man City in a year and a half, but Harry Kane in a year and a half, bloody hell, he'd be 34. I mean, look, never say never. Osman! Chance. And he's not happy because it was a good cross and he's rose high. He wants it. Van Dijk is out of position. That's why Kirkez absolutely abysmal. Look at Kirkez on this. Probably should do better from that, Osman. Well, great start here. Osman's world class. I'll have him at United, says Dale. You know what? I've always... Man United aren't going to sign Osman, but one club, I've been saying it for about 3 years, that should sign Osman is Chelsea. Just absolute perfect for Chelsea. And I don't know why Chelsea won't do it. Like, Chelsea have needed that type of striker for years, and he'd be perfect for Chelsea. Manager's wearing a Galatasaray scarf. Chelsea have got Pedro. Yeah, João Pedro sends the fear through the hearts of every Premier League defender. I mean, I think João Pedro's okay. I don't get the... I don't think he's that great though. He's not in that conversation. Thanks everybody who's tuning in, by the way. As always, 1-0 here to Galatasaray. Somebody said to me, why are you doing this game? Well, it's Champions League. I love the bloody Champions League. I want Man United in it next year. I like these 5:45 games as well. Sweet about me. I don't know why I'm singing that. Well, it was a bit of a shaky start for Galatasaray. Trying to play out from the back, absolutely shocking, but Liverpool didn't take advantage of that. And Galatasaray took advantage of Liverpool on a corner, and it's 1-0. And now we've got a very interesting game on our hands because Galatasaray will definitely want to take a lead back to Anfield. And I would say the bigger the lead, the better after what we saw with Juventus in the playoff. I had a great day yesterday. My Baller League team is now complete. Gold Devils, we're up and running. We've got a squad of 12. Training tomorrow. First match on Monday. I don't know whether they've announced the games. Does anybody know who we're playing on Monday? Because I can tell you, but I might get. I don't know whether I'm not allowed to say or I am allowed to say. I know our first fixture, and I know what time we're playing at as well. And the kit's out tomorrow, I think. Got to meet Idris Elba. Nice guy. I mean, you'd say that anyway because he's massive. Ian Wright, met him. Nice guy. I've met Nico and Ginge and KSI before. That's a nice ball into Ekatike. Nice afternoon in Denver while I have the game on, says JB. Sounds lovely. He's got a beer thing as well. What do you think of Van der Ven at Liverpool? Murillo and him would be my top two targets, says Sulai. Here we go. This has got to be a goal. Great save, keeper. Wirtz missing chances again. Anthony says, you mean Idris Elba met you? No, I mean, this is the guy who was in The Wire. American Gangster. What's your favourite thing Idris Elba's ever done? And don't say cats. God. Imagine being in a film with James Corden dressed as a cat. What's my opinion on Wirtz? Says Eric. I think he should have scored that. Lots of people saying Luther. Who's Knuckles in Sonic 2 and 3. Have you signed James Nolan? He was never given a chance at, you know, I have. Yeah. Well, we had, you know what? I was a bit disappointed with Angry Ginge, actually, because Ryan Tunnicliffe, ex-United, was in the draft, and James Nolan was in the draft. N5 picked Ryan Tunnicliffe before we could even consider it, because they had the second pick. And I was always going to sign James Nolan, so... Feels like Liverpool are going to score in a minute. Oh, what a hit! Canate, just over the bar. From outside the box. Ashish says, do a forfeit with Ian Wright. If you beat his team, you can go on the overlap unless Neville hates you that much. I don't think Ian Wright's got creative control on guests for the overlap. I did do a forfeit with KSI, which was probably one of the stupidest things I've ever done, but I just got excited in the head-to-head. We were having a bit of a... They did this thing with the managers where you had to write down a statement about every other manager, and they randomly picked them out, and people had to guess who it was. And then if they guessed, they got to have a 2-minute sort of debate. I didn't really get the memo because some of the comments were like nice and tame. I did, and I like Ginge, and mine was horrible. And I did one about KSI and his hairline. So he wasn't best pleased when we had the head-to-head. And he was basically, he wouldn't talk. He was like, you're irrelevant. I'm bigger than you. I don't even know who you are. And I said, yeah, typical KSI, man of the people. It's all about the money, isn't it? But so we've sort of got a bit of a rivalry going on now because my mouth ran away with me. He wanted to do a £10,000 forfeit bet. I was like, oh yeah, because you're loaded. And then, I didn't think it through because he has basically done a Man City and got all the good players. And the forfeit's not great, but look, I trust my players. What chances do the Dutch have in the World Cup, says Robbing? I don't think they're that great. I think the Dutch have fell off, actually. If we're being completely honest. I think they have fell off. Just in relation to that, I don't want to miss what was said about Van der Ven and Murillo at at Liverpool. Murillo, I think, would be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. I really, really do. As for Van der Ven, I know this might be an unpopular comment. Van der Ven, Osman. Oh, he's just gone past the keeper, but the keeper didn't knock him over and it's gone for a goal kick. I don't rate Van der Ven. I don't rate Van der Ven. I think he's a good player. He's a bit like Ruben Diaz. I think reputationally he's better than reality. And we can give me some players that are reputationally better than reality. Like, I think Van der Ven is reputationally better than his reality. He's played centre-back in a team that for the last 2 years has flirted with relegation. He's quick. He's injury-prone. I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's worth... Look, if you said I can have Van der Ven for 40 million, I'd do it. But they're talking about 60 or 70, and I think that's... I don't think he's that. Ash says, I'd love you to have a chat with Roy Keane. I'd love to meet Roy Keane. I mean, he might not like me, but most players I meet, I end up having a good chat with. Like, I was talking to Ian Wright about, like, my team. He was like, how good's your team? And I said, remember Denmark off the beach in '92? He was like, yeah, I remember, yeah. That's basically me, righty. You know, we were very late to the party. Oh, nearly a goal there. One of them crosses coming into Liverpool's box with curl. Nobody touches it and the keeper has to make a quick save. I don't think I'd get on with Rio Ferdinand. No. He keeps not with the company he keeps. That sort of says a lot about somebody. Would love to see you chat with Keno. Yeah, I'd like that. But yeah, don't rate Van der Ven. Not at the price that's being quoted. I'm just going to whack it in the live chat because this Baller League thing is going to really kick off ahead of the opening night on Monday, which will be on YouTube and Sky Sports. Another corner from Galatasaray headed away. Make sure you're following Gold Devils on Instagram. I've left the link in the live chat because we'll be revealing our full squad of signings later on Instagram, so check it out. Sposlai, heavy touch. That's poor defending. But they've intercepted it. Do you like the away goal rule, Mark, or glad it's gone? Owen, like, you know me, I'm a right moaner. I'll put my hands up. I'm a moaner. I am very moany. And it sometimes shocks people when, like Ginge was saying yesterday, I worry about you as a coach because you're not very positive, and when things go wrong, your players' heads are going to go down. And well, I had a few things to say about that, but he's not wrong. I am a moaner. But if I see change, and it works. I'm not one of those I told you so's. You know, a lot of people and a lot of content creators are obsessed with being right. Like, you get some Arsenal fans who, despite the fact you could be on the verge of a quadruple, still don't like Arteta because they want to be proven right. So when it comes to the Champions League, I was a bit of a moaner when the format changed. I love it. I love the eight league games. I love the top 8 going through, and then there's playoffs. So I really like the Champions League. I've always loved the Champions League, but I like the change, and I didn't think I would. I like the change. And I like the removal of the away goals, and I didn't think I'd like that. I do. I do. Mark, you're obsessed with being right, says Jack. But I'm definitely not obsessed with being right. Do you watch my Premier League predictions? They're wild. I said that when Liverpool bought Van Dijk, it was like spending £80 million on the Dutch Chris Smalling. And I'll own up. I'll happily own up to things I get wrong, because I think that's what makes people real. Goal! Save! Oh! Galatasaray. I think that was Davinson Sanchez. Some brilliant crosses coming in here. This is a delightful cross by the number 8. What a cross that is. Oh, sign him up for Man United. I don't even know who he is. Just sign him up. I love to see it. Just gets it out of his feet and whips a delightful cross in. And it's Davinson Sanchez with the header. Gabriel Sara. What's he all about? He's taking the corner here. It's not very good. I've just absolutely jinxed him. 26, Brazilian. Used to be at Norwich. Don't remember him there. Never played for Brazil. Lovely cross, though. Maybe that's his thing. Yeah, so give us a follow on Instagram. Gold Devils. We've got loads of content going to go up on there. I was filming a load of stuff yesterday. Some of it's going to be... Me and Idris Elba did some head-to-head thing that I think they're going to put on Sky. I think that they're going to do the manager round table, which, as I said, I did not get the memo. I thought it was one of those Sidemen type roast things, you know? I did not get the memo. I wrote horrible things about everybody. Like, I did one about, like, Ginge getting burnt in the sun. I was just like... And then everyone was saying really tame stuff, and I was like, oh, God. Thankfully, they didn't read the Idris Elba one out, because I was sat right next to him, and he'd batter me. Yeah, I just thought, you know what? New manager, didn't get to draft any players, massive underdogs, just fire shots at everybody. Yeah, just, it's a bit like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid when they run out in front of the army and just go sod it, you know. So yeah, I did. I just did not get the memo really. But Nico said it was funny. What did you say about Idris Elba? I basically said, how has a world famous actor come into management and he could have acted like Mourinho or Pep, and he chose Pulis. But that's quite tame, but I wouldn't want to be in the same room after you've said that. I'd be sort of looking out my eye thinking, has he found it funny or is he mad? Oh, he's mad. Oh, no. Galatasaray doing good work here. They've got it on the far post again. Lucas Torreira's cooking, says George. Thanks for the suggestion in the chat. They're gone now. He's in again. Oh, good defending by Konate. Is it me or does anyone else not understand your football team? So basically, Baller League happens every Monday from next Monday for the next 12 weeks. It's live on Sky. It'll be on YouTube as well. We'll be streaming it off my channel as well. Loz is going to do the in the box thing like we did before, and I'll come in. I'll have to leave when my team's on, and we'll get some guests on to come and do interviews. So it'll be a good night. But it's 12 teams over 12 weeks. Top 4 go into a playoff. All played at the Copper Box in London. 3 points for a win, and on the night, half-an-hour matches. Everybody plays, so 6 fixtures. And my team is called the Gold Devils. So we've got a squad of 12, but it's 6 aside. And it's my first season doing it. So if you want to get yourself down there, get yourself some tickets. But yeah, we're massive underdogs because I only got the team 2 weeks ago. And considering Mini Minter had a team called M7 and then KSI's got a team this year and he went and took Mini Minter's best players and that was happening in January and it's March. So most people had got all their players before I even got my team. And we didn't even get the first 2 draft picks. So we've had to get very, very creative. If we do well, it's going to be on hard work and coaching. We're screwed. Owen Thompson, thanks very much for your super chat. Samsung says, that's it, Mark. You go in there. You're the new guy. You got to let them know. I went in there like the nude guy. Not the nude guy. I went in there like the new guy. I mean, every time one of mine got read out, people were just like, I started off quite, ooh, Osman. He's had a couple, tell you what, he's had a couple of good chances, Osman. I mean, he's there in the box, on his right foot, over the bar. Konate's got to get tighter than, it's terrible defending by Konate, but Osman could have had a couple. Chill says, did you see the Ottomans fans yesterday? I tell you what, I've never seen it at Baller League. It was a reduced crowd because it was a community final. They brought about 100 fans and they were absolutely incredible. The atmosphere was unbelievable. And a lot of people thought they were going to win because the winner of the community final gets to be the 12th team in the Baller League. And they were massive favourites to win it, the Ottomans. And they were playing against the northern community finalists, Pathetico Madrid. Or Pathetico Madrid. They were 4-1 up in the last minute. And then this flare noise thing went off and the game had to get abandoned. Would you do more Champions League games tonight? Oh, I am, mate. I'm doing Newcastle-Barcelona. Oh, yes. And tomorrow night, we'll be live at this time for Leverkusen Arsenal. And then at 8 o'clock, we've got Man City, Real Madrid and Chelsea PSG. The next 2 nights, we're cooking. Make sure you subscribe. Get involved. Bottom right-hand corner. Champions League Part A. Never say that again. Actually, please do subscribe because we are on the road to, we're trying to hit 1.5 million subscribers by the end of the season. So we've got just over 2 months to do it. We're on 460,000. So join the movement. Make sure you subscribe. Click bottom right hand corner. And if you have subscribed, click your share button. Get more people involved with That's Football. Everybody's welcome. That was a great save by the keeper. Lovely cross by Sarah. I don't know who gets it's Davinson Sanchez, isn't it? He heads it towards the far post, and it's a great save by the keeper. Really good. I mean, they bought him to be the you know, he's meant to be a good goalkeeper, isn't he? But you have got Alisson. Yeah, so please do subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Newcastle Barcelona, I think, will be. Well, they played each other in the league stage, didn't they? But I think it will be a good game. Is Seb coming training tomorrow? I'm not at training tomorrow because I'm doing this, aren't I? So I won't be at the training. But we've got a good coaching setup, and Seb just wants to come down and do one of the matches. He said, "When you play United, can I be on the touchline?" I was like, "Mate, don't do anything stupid." Hey, talking about Galatasaray fans or the Ottomans fans, you can get down there and be ultras, you know. You can get yourself down there. Ultras. Get yourself some tickets. Wave some flags. Mark, which game can be the shock of round 16? I think if Bodo Glimt knock out Sporting, that would be a shock again. I think if any of the Premier League clubs get knocked out, that'll be a shock. Atalanta, Bayern Munich. I mean, look, look, spoiler alert, I've predicted Spurs to beat Atletico Madrid. That would be a shock. But you know what I think? I just always say this, and sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. I do think that as much as the Premier League's not been scintillating this season, what we always know it is is incredibly fast and incredibly, you know, athletic. And I think sometimes you can go, oh, Barcelona are brilliant and PSG are brilliant and Bayern Munich are brilliant. And then you play, they come up against the Premier League team and that intensity can knock them out. I mean, look, the greatest example of that is that Kirkes has just been booked. The greatest example of that is that Man United and Spurs got to the Europa League final last year relatively comfortably and they were both shit. I think Kirkes is a little bit unlucky to get booked there. I mean, I don't really see what he does. Yes, it's a foul. I don't see what he does there. I really don't. Niall says that good team Galatasaray, could definitely see an upset here. I think the problem with Galatasaray is I'm gonna do some weights. I don't even know where these are from. Hammer curls. That's enough of that. Oh, they're heavy now. 5 kilograms each. Ooh, they'll snap my arms. Yeah, that was a nonsense yellow card. Yeah, Galatasaray are a good side, but they'll struggle away from home. They will struggle away from home. I think at Anfield, if Liverpool can get a draw, obviously win, or keep, even if they lost 1-0, I'd still say Liverpool. Kit launch should be tomorrow, pal. I think Galatasaray have done all right, though. Yeah, Winston, I'm with you, sir. I don't know how that was a yellow card. Please do share the video, by the way. We're nearly at 10,000. Here's Salah. What can he do wrong this time? Ooh, I tell you what, he nearly silenced us because it was a good cross and it's gone for a corner. He looks like Curtis off AFTV. He's actually quite a good footballer as well. Plays centre-back for Galatasaray, apparently. Who is the name of that player that looks like Curtis from AFTV at the back? Gaming Kid is about to just basically dominate the next 5 minutes with this super chat. I like these sort of comments. Bro, La Liga is better than the Prem. And the debate begins. Mate, La Liga is not even better than the Bundesliga, in my opinion. You've got Barcelona and Real Madrid, and that's it. And even if Atletico Madrid beat Spurs, that's a relegation side. Mate, Gaming Kid, you're about a decade too late. La Liga's better than the Prem. Yeah, in 2016. Georgia says, okay, when Atletico smoke Tottenham, we'll see. No, because everyone in the Premier League will say that's a relegation team. Look, the statement's flawed anyway, because if Barcelona win the Champions League, it doesn't mean La Liga's better than the Premier League. It means Barcelona are the best team in Europe. PSG won the Champions League. It doesn't mean the French league's the best league in Europe. It's such a farcical argument to think that because one team from a certain league beats another team, that makes the whole league better. The league strength is in the entertainment that's offered up and the strength of your league. And look, there are players out there that will choose Nottingham Forest over Atletico Madrid. There are players out there that will choose Fulham over Villarreal. That shows you straight away that the Premier League is more attractive. Sorry. Barcelona could win the Champions League. They could be the best team in the world, but it doesn't make La Liga the best. And look, the reason La Liga is not the best league in the world is because Barcelona and Real Madrid are too greedy. In the Premier League and the Bundesliga and other leagues, they have things in place to make it competitive to a certain extent by sharing the money out. Barcelona and Real Madrid don't share the money out, and that's why the league isn't very strong. I'd love to see Osman in the Premier League. What a beast, says now. As I said, I don't really understand why Chelsea haven't made that move over the last few years. Oh, we've got a load. Apologies in the chat. We've got a load of people who are just La Liga-ists or whatever you want to call it. I thought they'd all gone extinct, but there apparently are still some here. La Liga, mate. I run one of the biggest YouTube channels in the world around football. I stopped watching La Liga before COVID. I just find it really dull. I don't even watch El Clasico. I'll watch Real Madrid and Barcelona in the Champions League, but I don't care about La Liga. I keep more in Serie A. I'll keep an eye on, but not La Liga. Osman's wages are insane, yeah. I've got a poll for you. What's the better league? Prem or La Liga? Thoughts on Gakpo, says Rayan. I mean, I liked Gakpo as a prospect for Manchester United. Obviously, he went to Liverpool, and that, I was a bit annoyed about that. And there's been times in a Liverpool shirt where I think he's looked really good, but in recent months, really bad. And that's got to be disappointing, because you look at Luis Diaz at Bayern, incredible player. And he was an incredible player at Liverpool. But Gakpo's been given that opportunity and he's really just not taken it. Oh, La Liga fans, look away at the poll. That's absolutely terrible. It's not even. I didn't even think it'd be that much. We're nearly at 90%. Nick says the Championship's a better league than La Liga. Yeah, probably a very good debate, actually. I think that would make an interesting poll. Championship is very entertaining, very competitive. Well, if Galatasaray can get to half-time here. La Liga, only 2 top teams carrying Europe, says Jardin. I don't even know what's happening in La Liga at the moment. Very ignorant of me. So in La Liga, Barcelona are top by 4 points. Real Madrid are second. And then 11 points behind that, you've got Atletico Madrid. And then, well, Villarreal are joint with them. And then Betis are in 5th. 20 points off second. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Like, you look at the Premier League, and outside the top 4, you've got teams like Chelsea, Newcastle, Fulham, competitive, Bournemouth, etc. In La Liga, after 3rd place, you've got Villarreal 4th, Betis 5th, Celta Vigo 6th, Espanyol 7th, Real Sociedad 8th, Getafe 9th. Yeah. They should have shared the money out. They really should have shared their money out. And then in Serie A, you've got Inter Milan are top by 7 points. Milan in second with 60. Napoli in third. I mean, Como are having a great year in 4th. Joint with Roma in that. In 5th. The Juventus are in 6th. Another corner here for Galatasaray. It's got... Tell you what, for a minute there. Joe Gomez will clear that. I do feel like Liverpool are playing with 10 men every time Salah plays. Oh, could be a mistake. No, he's got there. Goes back to the keeper. Would people riot if England loses the World Cup final, says Jesper? No, I think if England got to the World Cup final, they'd be the biggest party ever. And the thing about England is, we love to lose. So if we got to the World Cup final and lost, they'd all get knighted. There'd be an open bus top tour. I think people would be very happy. Premier League has absolutely battered La Liga, 90% to 10%. And somebody just said, can you do Serie A against La Liga? There you go. How's the game going? Look, very good. I thought Liverpool looked like they were going to get off to a good start because Galatasaray were really struggling to play out from the back, but then went up the other end, got a corner, scored it, and probably had the better chances since then. So I'd say 1-0 is a fair start. Gaming Kid says Barcelona and Madrid have got 20 Champions Leagues, more than all Premier League marks. Silenced. Again, you didn't listen, did you? That doesn't make the league better. It means Barcelona and Madrid are better because they don't share the money out and spend all the money on themselves. So they build very, very good teams. That doesn't make your league better. That makes Barcelona. If you said to me who's the bigger club, Arsenal or Barcelona or Liverpool or Real Madrid, that's where that comes into it. It's got nothing to do with the league. Eob, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. JBS says, would you say Man United transfers have been better than Liverpool? I think they've delivered better than Liverpool because Isak has been a total wipeout. Ekatike has done very well, and he's done very well here. But it's no foul. Wirtz hasn't done very well. Kirkes hasn't done very well, and Frimpong's been injured. Whereas you look at Man United, Cunha's delivered to a certain extent, and Mbermo's delivered to a certain extent, Sesko's delivered to a certain extent, and Le Mans has delivered. So, yeah, you'd say that Man United's summer has been better than Liverpool's because more of Man United players have delivered. To all the Turkish fans here, baklava is Greek, by the way, says Sola. Okay. The only reason why the Premier League is considered competitive is because all the teams are shit. There's no clear elite like a PSG, Bayern or Barca, says Default. But maybe that's why there isn't one clear elite, because the league is competitive. I mean, you sort of answered your own question there, haven't you? Real Madrid and Barcelona spend all the money, dominate the league. Bayern Munich spend all the money, dominate the league. PSG spend all the money, dominate the league. Premier League distributes it out. That we don't really get that much domination, although Man City. LMP22 says, are there any professional players that broke through mid-20s or later, or do they all start from academies? Jamie Vardy, Ian Wright. I mean, they're two that come to mind straight away. Serie A has beaten La Liga as well. Just go to sleep, everybody in La Liga. You've been beat again, 52% to 48%. Oh, it's not looking good, Brad. Shall I do like the Greek league, just to make you feel better? Can we do a league that... let's just make La Liga people feel a little bit involved. Let's do one that they'll definitely beat. I'm going to do French League for you there, because you'll win that one. Portuguese League is also competitive. Sporting, Porto and Benfica are always up there. On the UEFA coefficient basis, Portuguese is ranked 6th best, says GameStar. Thank you very much for your super chat. Niall says, I don't get why Slot doesn't start Chiesa at this point. Salah dropped off massively this season. Now says, just look at all the guy always screaming for the ball. Osman. I think there's got to be something going on with Salah. It's almost like they can't drop him because it's humiliating for him, and they don't want to cause the headache. But he should be dropped. Carragher was right. Says really. I think that was a lucky thing from Carragher, because I didn't see Salah dropping off to the extent that he has. Half time. Liverpool losing 1-0 in Turkey. I think I might have a seat actually. Just got to move these heavy 5 kilogram weights first so I can move my chair over. 2, 3. Oh, that is heavy. It's a long time to stand up, that. So let me turn that clock off. Very equal half, 50-50. 3 shots on target each. But not many corners for Liverpool thus far. There we go, that'll do. That's, Burak says, Liverpool are playing like scared chickens. There we go. La Liga has got 52% of the vote to the French league on 47. It's closer than I thought. Are there any... Done that one as well. Always hold your breath when lifting heavy weights, Mark, says Big Daddy. We are doing Newcastle against Barcelona. I've just not set it up yet. So, there we go. Do you think there will be any surprise inclusions or exclusions for the England squad for the World Cup, says Ed. Yeah, I mean... I think if he picks bloody Luke Shaw or Phil Foden, I don't know that those two people actually deserve to be in it. Reputationally, they probably do, but I think you should go for your best players in form. And I'd also be looking at fresh players as well. Form and fresh. All the Premier League teams are just different shades of shit. That's why they haven't won and won't win a Champions League title anytime. Yeah, default. This is your second Super Chat and you're not getting it. Winning the Champions League doesn't mean your league's the best. PSG won it. The French league's not the best. I don't know why people compare winning the Champions League to having a strong league. The Italian league is not going to get anywhere near winning the Champions League. But they have an interesting competitive league. Your league is based on competition and interest. That's what makes your league good. Not the fact that you've got Barcelona in it. It's about interest and competitiveness. The French league is a very boring league. Both are the stats farming league anyway. Well, look, La Liga's won. We just did that to make them feel good. 60% to the French, 40%. Thank you very much. Wirtz will dominate the World Cup. You heard it here first as Light Force. Well, he may be saving himself for the World Cup because he's not dominating anything in a Liverpool shirt, is he? I think with Wirtz, he could be one of those players that is strong in the second season. That has happened with Liverpool a couple of times with Gravenberch and Fabinho, so it could happen. But I don't know. I think he's had a very difficult season. Can Arne Slot coach defensive structures? Says Cafe. I think that Slot is gone in the summer. I think it will be. I think they will part ways in the summer in a mutual fashion, and I think Alonso will come in. Liverpool highest wage bill in the Prem, says Daniel, and French league boring, all matches entertaining. Here's an easy one. Scottish League versus La Liga, says Jack Glancy. Well, it is La Liga in that sense, isn't it? Argentine players are average in clubs, but they are in a beast mode for their national team. Same for Wirtz, I guess, says Dirty Bookshelf. Thank you very much. Well, look, thanks everyone who's tuning in. We have got 2 watch-alongs for you tonight. We are doing the 8 o'clock games, but there is 2 games. Leverkusen against Arsenal tomorrow at 5:45. And here we are with Galatasaray against Liverpool tonight at 5:45. We're at half-time. So double watch-alongs. Make sure you subscribe and get involved. Liverpool leading here at the moment, and sorry, Galatasaray leading here at the moment, and fair play to them. That reminds me, just while I'm chatting away, I just got to do something. Where was it there? Okay, Mark, do you still agree that Champions League winner is the... Sorry, Rajaf says, do you still agree that Champions League winner is the best club in the world? The Premier League is very strong, but surely the Premier League winner can't be the best in the world. No. Rajaf, I mean, you're literally talking to somebody that absolutely adores the Champions League. And I think if you win the Champions League, you're the best team in Europe. That's why it used to be called the European Cup. And I think especially... With the format now, 8 games. I mean, it is sort of weird in a way because Liverpool last year finished top of the league system. Arsenal finished top of the league system. Liverpool got knocked out in the first knockout game against PSG. But And obviously you might have injuries. There might be reasons why you don't win it. But I think winning the Champions League makes you the best team in the world. With all due respect to other regions, Europe is the elite area for football. And the European Cup is therefore the elite tournament. So if Barcelona win the Champions League, they're the best team in the world. If Arsenal win the Champions League, then they're the best team in the world. Bayern win it, etc. But look, if Bayern Munich win the league, I watch the Bundesliga, I enjoy it, but it's not the best league in the world. It's not. So, yeah. What's that? Rams Park. What are they doing there? Oh, it's Atletico Madrid. Very nice. I thought it was in the States. That is a nice stadium. That is a nice stadium, isn't it? It looked like it was in America because it had like cars going past. Not saying they don't have cars in Spain, but it looked proper American. Oh, I like the promo for that. Yeah, I'm loving that. Absolutely. Do you believe that Ecuador can be a dark horse in the World Cup? I mean, look, I'm open to dark horses. Personally, I think in the World Cup, we're going to see a very predictable Final Four and maybe 8. Because I think in the World Cup, as I've said before, people keep talking about Norway. And I say, no way. But I think squad comes into it as well. When you look at the French squad, the Portuguese squad, the England squad, I think that it will come down to things like that. You know, how good your squad is. And you can obviously go far when you've got quality, but also depth. And people are coming off the back of a very very hard, long season. So, yeah, I don't know that we'll get a dark horse. I'd love to. I'd love to see one. What interesting career mode should I do in FC 26 as FIFA highlights? Well, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person because I don't do it anymore. Yeah, just looking at Osman's chances. 2 good chances for Osman. Yeah, 2 very decent chances for him. What players do you think will light up this year's World Cup? Also, what team is your dark horse to win? Mine is Japan, says Lee. Mate, I would love to see somebody win the World Cup. Oh, Rams Park is actually Galatasaray Stadium, not Atletico's, Mark. It looked amazing. It did look amazing from outside. I don't deny that it was incredible. But look, I would love to see some dark horse win the World Cup. I'd love to see a dark horse win the Champions League, but I can't see it really. I really can't. I think to win any tournament, not only have you got to have 5 or 6 good players in your first team, you've got to have a bench as well. Time and time again, that's what it comes down to. I mean, imagine if Newcastle knocked out Barcelona. I mean, stranger things have happened. Why is it doing that? There we go. There we go. Five signings you'd take in the summer. Mate, are you mind reading me or something? I'm literally about to drop that video on the United stand. So, oh, we've got a bit of a issue here. 1 minute. Oh, that's all right. Let's sort itself out. I thought it was dropping a little bit there, but it's fine. Got nearly 10,000 watching. What? How have we got 14,000 people watching? That can't be right. We haven't got 14,000 people watching, surely. No. Something went wrong. I think there was a glitch there. We only had 9 before. I've got about 9. Yeah. Okay. Viewbot. Yeah, I don't know what went wrong there. As a Galatasaray fan, Besiktas has a better one. It's near the Bosphorus. It's fabulous. It's big. It's really fun to watch in Rams Park. You can't see the players unless you pay £400 tickets are high. Okay, Minnie, there you go. Not a great watch there. Dirty Bookshelf says Barcelona do play a high line, easy to beat them. Stop your Mal and Pedri, win for Newcastle. Well, look, that would be a major shock. I mean, imagine if we ended up with Chelsea, Liverpool against Newcastle, Arsenal as the semi-finals. Oh my God, I'd be like, this is the shittest Premier League I've seen in years, and we're dominating Europe as well. But look, you can win. You can win in Europe playing shit. Yeah, you can. Please do give Gold Devils a follow on Instagram, by the way. I don't know how we're doing for follows, but the story has started and we're only 200 away from 11k. So give us a follow. We're going to be announcing a few more players in the kit tomorrow, and then it all kicks off with the start to the season on Monday, which we're very, very excited about. And you're very, very welcome, of course. Thanks for your support. Oh, it's kicking off in the chat. Ozan says you can clearly see them play. I've watched numerous games and it's in the highest row as well. Jock says Bodo Glimt are going to get caught back to reality very soon. And you can win a World Cup with just penalties, Mark, says Patak. Yeah, well, you can't. You can, but you've still got to play 90 minutes every time. You've got to be a decent team not to keep taking it to penalties. Tom McBride with the super chat says, I know it won't happen, but if Bodo Glimt were to win the Champions League, it would be a greatest story. But is it good for football? It'd be great for football. I think it would be absolutely great for football. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. Oh, I've got to change. Sorry, there might be a little bit of a dropout here because for some reason my internet has gone. There we go. That's better. It won't be so unstable now. I was on the porn Wi-Fi. That's a joke. That's a joke. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Lovely stuff. Do you know the order of games on Monday for the Baller League and what order you're in? I know who we're playing on Monday and I know what game we're playing in, but I don't know whether it's been put out there. I don't know whether they've released it. Who would you like us to play on Monday? And it won't be Ginge. It's too early for that. Let me just say, I'm a little bit disappointed with who we're playing because they're one of the favourites and they're very strong. And they're basically, I call them Team 115. I'll be on the right side of history with them. Dodgy dealings. Every player in the Baller League are separated into 3 areas. Franchise, designated, and baller. And they're all paid different fees. So you can only have 2 franchise players, and they're paid the top fee. Deport Rio have got about 7 players that would be franchise players. So something's going on there because some of their players who are on designated wages were offered franchise wages at other clubs and went, no, I'm going to go there. Their team turn up to training in cars with TV screens in it. It's proper. There's something dodgy going on about them. So look, it'd be like Man City playing Rocky Balboa next week because we are the underdogs. We are Rocky Balboa, and they are Man City. Bilbao. Why am I calling him Rocky Bilbao? Bloody hell. Rocky Balboa. Rocky Bilbao. Blooming idiot. What a prat. Right. Mark, you should do that too. I didn't know you could do it. Too bloody late. I took over a team where like 6 or 7 of the players had gone. Didn't even have time to get onto the online banking. Slippy says, the sad thing about smaller teams like Bodo Glimt is that the moment they do good, bigger teams come and pick up their players or managers. Yeah, but that's the circle of life, isn't it, Slippy? That's the way it's always been. Look at Bournemouth. How many decent players have Bournemouth had to replace them? They're still saying good. Start, bench, sell. Biggest prats. Di Maria, Garnacho, Tevez. Oh, I'd say Di Maria's always got to be the biggest prat. Tevez probably number 2 and then Garnacho 3rd. Tyler. I mean, Garnacho's a prat, but he wore a Villa shirt. Di Maria slagged off the whole of Manchester, and Szoboszlai with the shot straight at the keeper, and Tevez hold up a bloody banner on a Man City Open bus top tour saying "Rest in peace, Sir Alex." I mean, it's just a knobhead. Vidan says, rate all the Rocky movies if you want, include the Creed movies. Nah, I'm not doing that. Rocky 4 is my favourite one, and probably most people would say it's crap, but it's the one I remember as a kid, and I love the soundtrack. Which club you reckon better is better? Club World Cup winner or Champions League winner? Oh, definitely Champions League, mate. The Club World Cup is not as strong as the Champions League. The Club World Cup, this has got to be a goal for McAllister. Oh, he's pulled it wide. It was in the box and he's pulled it wide. Club World Cup didn't even have Barcelona, Arsenal, or who else wasn't in the Club World Cup? Liverpool. Vicario's been dropped for Spurs. Nick says, I've always wondered, do football fan channels exist in other countries, or is it a UK phenomenon? Is there a Spanish goal bridge doing the rounds? Well, there's definitely an Italian goal bridge, because somebody was sending me clips of him, and I think he does it for AC Milan. He wears glasses, he uses this very similar graphics and a very similar background. I thought it was AI, but it was genuine. Pete says, Chelsea still beat the champions of England, Italy and Spain this season. Do that argument against us not deserving praise for it makes no sense. I didn't say you don't deserve praise for winning the Club World Cup. I'm just saying the Club World Cup was a put together tournament by Infantino to promote the World Cup next year. And it was badly thought out. I'm going to go through the team news for you in a moment for Barcelona and Newcastle. Feels like Liverpool might get back into this. Right, team news coming in from, first of all, let's do Newcastle against Barcelona. So Newcastle got Ramsdale in goal, Trippier, Tau, Byrne, Hall, Ramsey, Tonali, Joel Linton, Alanga, Asula and Barnes. Anthony Gordon on the bench, which is a bit weird. Livramento on the bench, Baltameda on the bench. But Barcelona, no place for Rashford. He is on the bench. So Garcia in goal, Cancelo, Araujo, Kabasi, Martin, Pedri, Bernal, Lopez, and then Yamal, Rafinha and Lewandowski. Marcus Rashford is on the bench with Dani Olmo, Javi. So, yeah, there we go. Balde must be injured then, I think. So that's how they're lining up. And then we've got Atletico Madrid against Tottenham. Oblak, Pubel, Lenormand, Hanko, Ruggeri, Simeone, Llorente, Cardosa, Lookman, and then Griezmann, Alvarez. I forgot Lookman went to Atletico Madrid. He's a good player. Spurs, Kinski in goal. Romero, Danzo, Van der Ven. Porro, Spence. Gray, Sarr. Moani, Richarlison and Tell. Conor Gallagher on the bench from the team that he signed for because he was always on the bench. It's interesting how he's using Andre Gray in the midfield, isn't it? And Palhinha not starting. I mean, and Simon's not starting. I don't know about this Tudor guy. I mean, I actually think Conor Gallagher played pretty well in the couple of games I watched him for Spurs. Palhinha's done all right for them. Simons has done all right for them. I mean, look, he's the boss. He makes the ideas up. That's what he does. Arshank says Chelsea Spurs lose to West Ham, beat Champions League elite, can't write them off. Thank you. Damari, Andre Gray. Who am I talking about? Gray. Andre Gray. What's his name? What's his first name? Gray. Archie Gray, that's it. I knew it began with an A. Who's Andre Gray? I'm sure he was a footballer as well. Archie Gray. There we go. Alvarez is a fantastic player, and I think he will be at... Go on, Osman. Up against Van Dijk, did well. I think Alvarez will be in the Premier League next season at Arsenal. He was a Watford striker, Andre Gray. There we go. Can't afford to concede. Liverpool again. What TV series are you watching at the moment? I'm sort of crying out for one at the moment, really. Just been watching the Paul McCartney documentary on Prime. I do like a good documentary. But TV series wise, not been a great start to 2026 actually. I'm really enjoying this sort of Apple TV sort of sitcom thing called Trying, but I don't know whether that would be for everyone. Ewan says, thanks for your super chat, first of all, Ewan. He says, congratulations on the Gold Devils. Any truth to the rumours Wilcox and Sir Jim will be doing a watch-along to analyse your tactics and signings? They're welcome to do it. They might learn a few things or two. Definitely learn how to sign players, because bloody hell, we had nothing a week ago, and now I've got a full 12. A competitive 12. What I will say about our team is everybody plays a certain style in the Baller League. We're playing a different way. Could go wrong. Might have to change it in week 2. Could be innovative. As bad as it sounds, losing this game for Liverpool obviously isn't great, but I almost feel like a loss, a 1-0 loss, might be okay for them. Another foul there. And another yellow card for Liverpool. These continental referees. That was probably more of a yellow card than the Kirkes one. Why do you only watch the English team, says Malt. Literally did Bayern Munich against... Mönchengladbach on Friday night. Sit down. I'm sure we did one not that long. No, I did Real Madrid Benfica about 2 weeks ago as well. I do games that interest me. There's no point in doing something you're not interested in. Have you seen Maxine series about Ian Huntley? I did watch it, Jason. Is it a bit old? Yeah. Side netting, really weird place to shoot from, but Canate didn't seem that bothered. They play 2 legs, mate. So this week and then next week. I mean, there's a lot of Champions League games to get through because they play for longer now, don't they? So this is not even in the quarterfinals, is it? Quarterfinals come next. Semi-finals sort of straddle the end of April and the early start of May, and then you have the final, which I presume is probably a little bit early. I don't know when is the Champions League finals. Anyone know the date? Can't be. Sometimes it can be as late as like the 7th of June, but I wouldn't have thought it would be this year because of the Champions League, the World Cup. Oh, we're on 10.9 thousand followers for Gold Devils, so click the link in the live chat and give us a follow on Instagram. We might hit 11k tonight. Thank you for everybody. Follow the story. 30th of May for the Champions League final, yeah. Oh, I thought he'd scored there. Szoboszlai curled it just wide. Do you want an English team to win the Champions League? Well, I will reflect that back onto everybody else. Give me a few words. I'll read some of your comments out. Do I want a Champions League? Do I want a Premier League side to win the Champions League? Not really. If I'm being honest, I never have. No. Look, it would be good for the Premier League to win the Champions League because we have got the best league in the world and we don't win it enough. But looking at the clubs that are in it, look, if Newcastle won it, I could probably deal with it. If Spurs won it, I'd be too busy laughing. Arsenal, they are still like, I wouldn't say I want Arsenal to win the Premier League. I wouldn't go as far as to say I want them to win the Champions League. Certainly not City or Liverpool. Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea are sort of inoffensive to me, if I'm being honest. But personally, I would like to see maybe Barcelona win it. I'd like to see Bayern Munich win it. Obviously, first year having Bundesliga and then Bayern Munich winning it would be great. Harry Kane as well. Michael Elise. Luis Diaz. All Premier League exports. So one of them's English. I'd like Bayern to win it. I think Bayern play good football as well. I don't know whether Bayern will win it, though. I don't know. It's hard to say when they come up against somebody good. Yeah, if Chelsea win it, they equal Man United. 3. Thing is, Man United are never going to improve that record if they're not in it, are they? Got to be in it to win it. All right, I've got just on a. Sod it, I'm going to do this. So, just been back and forth with my producer on a title for tonight's United Stand video. And I'm going to either or it, and you're going to tell me which one you think is the one that makes you want to watch the video. I mean, you want to watch it anyway because it's me. So I'm going to either or this. This is something we've never done before, but, you know, bear with me. So you're going to pick the title for tonight's United Stand video. Basically, that's what's going to happen. Liverpool have just made a couple of substitutions. Frimpong and Richardson. This is market research. It's in the live chat poll now. So I'm going to pick the one that wins. Which out of those two titles do you think's the best? Look at them and go, that makes me want to watch the video. You must not watch PSG if you think they're favourites, mate. They can't string two passes together at the moment. Chelsea may wipe the floor with them. Look, I don't think you're wrong, Eureka Fly. I don't think you're wrong. I don't. BG says, let's be real, your thumbnails and titles have never been any good. Nah, I actually do agree with you, mate, because we sort of started off with nothing, and every other United channel was like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 subscribers. We started off on 0. None of them have hit 1 million, and we're at 2.3. So, but I agree with you, the thumbnails and titles, yeah, I just don't know how we were getting views. Yeah. Steven says, somebody in the chat recommended Slow Horses, and I 100% agree. It's one of the best shows I've watched. It's still filming. I didn't like the last season, but the first 3 are very good. I agree. I would recommend Slow Horses. Oh my God, Kanate with a mistake. Oh my God, he's done it again. Kanate, what a prat. What a double prat. He makes one mistake, and then he does it again. My God, what is he on? What is he on? He's like Bambi on ice. He's all over the place. Have they given it or not? What is Kanate? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think they're trying to say there's an offside. I don't think there will be an offside. I can't see how there is. It doesn't make any impact on the goal. So Van Dijk plays the pass. No, they're given an offside. Gave an offside. I'd have to see that again, because they gave it very, very quickly. Kanate gets away with that. What? So they're saying it's offside because he's in an active position but doesn't get there. I suppose he's active, that's why, isn't it? It's harsh because it doesn't really impact on the goal. I think technically you can... That's bullshit. He's not active. He's not active at all, really. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Look, he does run towards the ball from an offside position, so technically he is active, but come on. He doesn't impact the mistake that Kanate makes. I think that's harsh. I think that is harsh. Very lucky Liverpool there. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. If it was Man United, I'd be saying bloody offside, but it's lucky. I'm going to end the poll because I want to know whether you think that should have been a goal or not. Should that have been a goal, yes or no? Start the poll. I think at Liverpool at the moment, if they can get away with a 1-goal loss, they'll take it. And Konate must be very happy. That linesman is going to be on his birthday list, because what Konate was doing there, Liverpool fans, I do not know. 2 stupid errors. Konate's going to Bristol in the summer. Well, maybe you don't want to keep him in the summer. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, by the way. I need to set up the Newcastle-Barcelona game, don't I? Actually. Won't take long. Second half's gone very quick. I think it's because we're having a chat, weren't we? Intelligent Sport says there's bad decisions, then there's that joke, and then Ekatike. Oh, I thought he'd scored. Brilliant defending. Or was it the keeper? Well, that would have been just typical. Galatasaray could have been 2-0 up and then Liverpool go and score at the other end. But this is where Ekatike is a dangerous player, running in like that. Anticipate, good save keeper. What a save with the hand. I thought it was the defender. It was a brilliant save. Look at that. That's goalkeeping. Made himself big, caught it with the hand. Didn't catch it, but strong wrists. You can tell he doesn't waste time in his spare time. Very good. Mark, you're miles behind. Oh, yeah. You know why I'm miles behind? Because I'm an idiot. You know why I'm miles behind? Because I went and bloody rewound the offside and didn't go back. What an idiot. Thanks, chat. No, I am miles behind because I rewinded to the offside and then just played from there. I'm back now. 67-30. Sorry, everybody. I'm a prat. I still think Galatasaray could get a second goal here. 78% if you said it should have been a goal. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. On the road to 1.5 million. Trying to get there before the end of the season is Frimpong. Joe Gomez. So Frimpong's gone into a more attacking position. Fair play. They have took Salah off. I think that needed to happen and probably needs to happen a lot more. I mean, he took Salah off relatively early in this game as well. 60 minutes. So, sure, Salah can have any... I'm not sure he can have any complaints in that sense. Yeah, Newcastle at home because obviously the second leg's in Barcelona, which is... Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But what I mean is you get the second leg if you finished higher in the league. Szoboszlai could have gone down there. Staying on his feet. Rashford's on the bench. I'm just going to set that stream up, actually, because I'll completely forget otherwise. Corner, Liverpool. This is where they might be able to get back into it, to be fair. And they have. They have. 1-1. Goal given. Galatasaray are not happy about something, but I literally just said this could be how they get back into it. And they have. The goal has been given. 1-1. They're very lucky. It's a crappy goal, but look, the Premier League is so good at these. You're going to struggle to disallow that. I mean, it's just a mess. I mean, welcome to the Premier League. think there might be a bit of a handball from Canate. There might be a double handball from Canate there, to be honest. You can't see from that angle. I think he handballs that Canate. I think it will get given. You're gonna really struggle to see a handball on that, I think. They're checking for a handball. I think he'll give the goal. Luke says clearly a handball. I don't know whether they've got the angle. It's so congested in there. I think it's very difficult to see. They're very good. They've got proper footage in the Champions League, to be fair. Technically, a goal can't be scored when it hits any part of your arm. Accidental or not. That looks like a handball. That's not getting given. I think that's the angle, isn't it? There. Handball, yeah. That angle they showed there was the one. Definitely a handball. Yeah, Van Dijk. He won't have seen it, to be fair. It was a bit, to be honest, I thought it might have hit his shoulder, but when you see it from that angle there, you can see it hits that part of the arm. You can't give the goal. Did you watch the Hell HBO series in GOT Universe? Yes, Satir. I enjoyed it. The night, what's it? Duncan Egg, yeah. Kanate's not had the best night, I agree-ish. Or I show no mercy. I think it'd be a bit harsh on Galatasaray for this to be 1-1 anyway. I think if Liverpool are going to get an equaliser, they're going to have to work for it because well, they're doing better now, Liverpool. Another block. Frimpong. Goes for the shot. Nothing on his left. %70 of you said it should have been a goal for Galatasaray. 30% saying no. Yeah, that's the angle. You can just see it hitting his elbow. Harsh but fair, I would say. The rules are the rules. I still think Liverpool will turn this around at Anfield, though. I mean, you only need one goal in your back level, don't you? And if you watched Galatasaray-Juventus, I mean, they had a massive lead going into Turin, and Juventus went down to 10 men, and they still took it to extra time. So they'll have a lot to feel confident about still. But that doesn't mean it's not a bad result for Liverpool. I understand the need for big squads, but do you think Liverpool regret signing both Ekitike and Isak? Not sure they can play them both enough, says Ewan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Liverpool did that. Only Liverpool fans can tell us. I don't actually know why they did it. Did they go for Ekitike because they didn't think they were going to get Isak and then Isak was available? I don't know. Patrick Bateman says, I think it's harsh disallowing it. Mate, it is harsh, but it's the rules. Liverpool literally had it happen to them against Forest, didn't they? If a goal is scored because it hits any part of somebody's hand, accidentally or not, then it's not given. It is a stupid rule because there will be circumstances where you've got absolutely nothing to do with it. But like Sam says, the offside for Galatasaray was very harsh as well. Would you take Salah for your baller league team? Mate, come on. Let's get real. Mo Salah might not look good this season, but you put him in a baller league team and he'd fucking win it single-handedly. Handball rules shocking. Corruption strikes again, says Vij. David says, normally I would say Liverpool will win it at home, but this season they're playing awful. You know Liverpool's biggest problem is, and I've said it all season, is they just don't have an identity. When I look at Liverpool, and Liverpool have got to come to Old Trafford in May, I don't go, oh, that'll be a difficult game. I just think that most games you watch Liverpool, they're just battling results. And they can battle results because they've got good players, but there's no rhythm to what they're doing. They're a really weird team this season. Yes, we are live for the Newcastle-Barcelona game at 8 o'clock. Champions League night galore on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We've still got 15 minutes to go here. And we are nearly at 461,000. So please do share the video. And if you've not subscribed, click bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We've just been told here, well, I think they've retracted it. Musa is coming on. Keep an eye out for him. Well, I don't think he is coming on. Can't see anybody of that name. That's probably why they retracted it. What game are you doing tomorrow, Mark? I'm going to do Leverkusen against Arsenal at 5:45, and then I'm doing a double on at 8 o'clock. Chelsea, PSG, and Man City, Real Madrid. Eunice Messi, who's that? Ooh, another headed chance there for Torreira of Galatasaray over the bar. Liverpool are playing Spurs this weekend, D-Mag. So in a way, it's beneficial, isn't it? Because Spurs will be playing in the Champions League as well. We're doing Barcelona-Newcastle at 8, yes. Are you going to be doing the Sidemen charity match in April? I wouldn't have thought so after what I said to KSI yesterday. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get on with Toby all right. I don't know how big a voice he would have, but yeah. I'll take Baller League. That'll do me. Are you going to do Liverpool-Tottenham on Sunday? Yes, yes. That does look like Curtis from AFTV. That Galatasaray number 4. Am I doing Europa League? No. God, no. No, thanks. That's on Thursday night, isn't it? So Thursday night, you've got Lille Villa at 5:45, Forest Midtjylland at 8 o'clock. And then Conference League, Crystal Palace are playing AEK Larnaca. No Scottish teams left in Europe. No. I think Stuttgart-Porto will be a good game. Bologna-Roma, that's unlucky as well. Italian clubs playing each other. So 10 minutes to go here. Galatasaray probably worthy winners, but here's Robertson. Surprise, surprise, Liverpool have looked a lot better since Robertson and Frimpong came on. That's not a surprise. Corner to Liverpool. Liverpool looking average again, says Bluegate 66. Well, look, the Premier League corner routine. This is all we got, innit? Goal kick. It is crap. It is crap to see that is now infiltrating the Champions League. Just swarming the goalkeeper. They've got to do something about it because it's chaos. We need consistency of rules in football, says Vidge. Don't think you'll be doing sidemen match. JJ's influence is bigger than Toby's, sadly, says Kai. Yeah. Well, I didn't do it last year, so would it be interesting if top 4 MLS and Saudi leagues could get into the Conference League with a chance to move to Europa? God, I would need to read that again. Who to blame? Thanks for super chat. Be interesting if the top 4 MLS and Saudi leagues could get into the Conference League with a chance to move through to Europa. But it doesn't make it European then, does it? And then what about, you know, I was actually more I think in the Club World Cup, good shot by Osman from a ridiculous angle. He's going to get time. Terrible shot. That's a ridiculous angled shot by Osman, by the way. Right near the touchline, and he got it on target. In the Club World Cup, the Brazilian teams were way better than the MLS and Saudi League teams. So, yeah. What did you say to JJ? Well, basically, for the Baller League promo day yesterday, we had a manager's circle. And before the game, you had to write some hot takes about the managers. And people were like talking about tactics and stuff. And I thought it was a little bit like, you know, sidemen roast. So I was like, I wrote things down about hairlines. Yeah. So yeah, I think I took it too far. Would it? But I'm not used to all that sort of stuff. You can guarantee if I'd gone tame, everyone else would have been. Look, the tackles there to be made. I went 2-footed. Let's be honest. Would you like Fariola as Man United manager? Farioli? No, Fads, because it's just like doing Amram again, isn't it? How did it feel meeting Idris Elba? I know, what a legend. What a legend. But here's Gakpo. Oh no, Alex McAllister. Sabozlai. Lays it off. Gravenberch can't shoot now. 83 minutes gone. Drin says, let's face it, if we can't beat Galatasaray, no disrespect, even if we go to the next round, we'll be eliminated. Just finish the season, can't take it. And here is Osman. He's all on his own. He's up against Van Dijk. He ain't going to do anything from there. Nah, he's lost it. Well, he's still got it. Still got it. And he wins a corner. Fair play to him there. He sort of missed the opportunity, but then won it back. He's looking a bit tired now. Killen says, we've been recently looking to sign Tonali. Is there any player type that we need in the midfield, whether they'd be physical, pacey, or a playmaker? For Man United, Stiller, Killen. Main says it hit Kanate's hit mark, not his arm. Yeah, mate, I'm going to trust some random person in the live chat over Champions League VAR, which is actually quite decent. It definitely hit his arm, mate. You can see it. It's accidental. That's the argument. Should the goal be disallowed for an accidental handball? But it definitely hits his hand. Osman to United, here we go. Osman, look, Chelsea should have signed Osman 2 years ago. They should still sign him now. He's perfect for Chelsea. They're on the attack here. Galatasaray again. Lay it off. Oh, mate, you should have laid that off. Side netting. Have you heard about the Abramovich legal drama, Noah? No. No. Galatasaray have had their chances. In some ways, I think 1-0 for 1-0 might just be about what Liverpool deserve. Apparently, Osman's too old for Chelsea. LD, tell me you don't know his age without telling me you don't know his age. He's 27. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, it was way too old for Chelsea. I know what you mean now. Yeah, he's about 3 years too old for Chelsea. Yeah, you got to be under 24. Sorry, pal, I'm not with it. Completely missed your point. Apparently, João Pedro is better than Osman. I think João Pedro is getting a bit of a glow up with Chelsea fans. He's decent, but I don't put him on that level at the moment. Another yellow card for Liverpool. Emmanuel says, I think Konate is probably having the worst performance I've ever seen in my life. What is it that's happened to João Pedro in the last 2 weeks that he's gone from being inconsistent to some Chelsea fans saying we don't need Osman, he's absolutely world class? I just don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely don't have a problem with Chelsea, but next thing you'll be telling me Garnacho's top class as well. I don't get the João Pedro hype at all. Chelsea is the Leonardo DiCaprio of clubs, says Yog. Ob says, don't listen to Chelsea fans. They also glazed Jackson. Yeah, well, when they start doing it about Garnacho, I'll really get worried. Ooh, Ekatike. Probably should have scored there. Good cross. Hamstring. Oh, I bet that tattoo was painful. He's got it all up the back of his hamstring. These tattoos, I tell you. They've got more money than sense, although tattoos probably aren't that expensive. And before you ask, no, I don't have any. So I'm being tattooist. Thank you very much, everybody who has followed our Gold Devils Instagram account. I'm reliably told that I think we have hit 11,000. So thank you for everybody. I'll just double check. Links in the live chat if you're on Instagram and you haven't given us a follow. I've been lied to. We're not on 11k yet, so please do follow us. Slots ignored Rio again. Well, here we are. Galatasaray are in again. And he's overrun that. They've been a bit wasteful, Galatasaray. I think they could have got a second goal. And now he wants to come off now because he's hurt his leg. Any reason you don't have a tattoo, says FPL? I've just never been about that. Just never been about that, yeah. Just never appealed to me. I did have an earring when I was about 16, which makes me laugh. But I was never about a tattoo. Gakpo's going to shoot. Wants a corner. And Sanchez has got a yellow card. 4 minutes added on. We've got about 15-minute gap between this and the Barcelona game. I have pinned in the live chat the title that you chose. It's just gone live on the United stand. 5 signings Man United must make this summer. So these are the 5 signings I think Man United should make. So go and check that out when this is over, if you want to keep watching some good content, and then come back here at 8 o'clock. And I must say, they're not unrealistic signings. And if we made those 5 signings, I think we would be a much better team next season. Yeah, we are doing the Barcelona game. An old brownie has gifted $10. You're an old legend, mate. Thank you very much. Big shout out to the moderators as well. Can see Ladios is in the house. Are you doing a Liverpool video? I haven't got time. I might do it after, because Newcastle losing won't be a big thing. There's going to be a substitution here. Gundogan coming on. Yeah, we're back live for the 8 o'clock games. Corner, Galatasaray. Could be another goal in this. Scored from a corner in the first half. They've got to defend it out here. I personally don't think that this will be enough for Galatasaray. I think 1-0 is not going to be enough, but probably deserved a little bit more. I think 2-0 might have been a fairer scoreline, so maybe Liverpool can take a bit of positives. Yes, they scored a goal, but I do think the Galatasaray goal was also offside. Wasn't offside. I think it was a bit harsh. Technically was offside, and Liverpool's was technically a handball. So those two probably count each other out, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, volleyed over the bar. Oh, Szoboszlai is going to get a yellow card here. I don't even think that was a yellow card. Elbowing out. Well, he sort of shoves him in the face. It's not really an elbow, is it? Ref's not had the best of games when it comes to yellow cards. How much is Gravenberch worth? Would love to see him in a Fulham shirt, says an old brownie. Just signed the new contract, mate. Referee has actually blown the whistle on that free kick as well. So no messing around in the Champions League. Slots on the pitch, walking around. Another loss for Liverpool. How much longer do you rate Bruno can continue the good performances? Every time I doubt him, he's surprised. I think Bruno, NSY, I think Bruno's got a few more years left in him. Definitely. Definitely. Happy early Mother's Day, Mark, says Abdul. That reminds me, shit. That's this Sunday, isn't it? Okay. Okay, well, look, I'm back with you in about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to go and grab myself a drink and a toilet break, and I'll see you in 15 minutes. If you want to fill those 15 minutes with a bit of content, click the live chat. 5 signings Man United must make this summer. It's only a 15-minute video. Or you can go to the United Stand. I'll see you shortly. Thanks for watching.